Two things. So number one, I heard Prince Harry wants to fight me and Logan Paul doesn't care as much. In fact, Logan Paul might not want to fight me now because he thinks that he'd be the villain in the fight. And Prince Harry thinks he has something to prove, and he thinks it'd make a lot of money for charity, and that he would prove that he's actually tough. Like, the reality about Prince Harry is I don't think he gets, like, he can work out all day and he can train all friggin' day, and like, you can't like learn how to actually fight like just by like training to fight. It's like, trust me, I'm gonna train enough to learn how to fight. I know how to fight. Doesn't mean you know how to fight. And like, I don't think he gets like that. Everyone's gonna think he has a chance because of his training, and like they're all gonna think it's gonna be a good fight. And I think he's gonna block because he thinks he's gonna make my arms tired. I'll block until his arms are tired, and I don't think he gets like. There's a difference. You can't train toughness, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think he can get trained to take my punches. Like, I think Mike Tyson. Like, I think I would go the distance with that guy, and he could very well knock me out. Like, I think Prince Harry. It's just like it's one of those fights where you're not afraid of because you don't have to worry about getting hurt. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to fight Prince Harry. All right. The other thing I was going to say, okay, so Prince Harry didn't snitch on the Santa Barbara lab where he lives. He didn't snitch on Montecito where like his home is. He didn't snitch on your home. It's pretty uncomfortable snitching on your home, right? Yeah. It's worse when you're snitching on the place right next to you, and that's why I snitched on a million labs before I got to the lab where I actually live. All right, so the military. They'll defend the Constitution with their lives, right? They'll die. They'll fight and die for the country, right? What won't the military do? Tell the truth and say that they've lacked honor in their behavior. They won't be a good person. Be a person that has military type morals. I've heard about military morals, and I always go, "What are military morals?" And I think they tend to be like conservative morals. Because the military tends to be conservative people that join. That's why they recruit a lot in Texas. I think those military morals don't involve cover-ups. They involve like, I'll do a couple of years in jail for my country because I was willing to die for my country. I can definitely do a couple of years in jail for my country or in prison for my country. Like, I think that would be my mindset going into the whole situation. And I think that's what a servant mindset is. And I think that's what the military's morals are supposed to be about, is servant leaders, training other servant leaders to be servants of their country and servants of their people. Like, that's what I think ideally, that's what the military should be like in an ideal world. In a real world, I could see myself telling my soldiers, you guys, you're cool with looting. You should probably not rape them unless you kill them first. Like, I'm that guy. Just kill them first and then you can rape them. Maybe I'm not, but I don't think I am. Like, I always think about that. Like, what's my stance on that? They're gonna be dead anyways. Well, and rape is such a natural part of war. Like, I am a person that thinks that much about people. Like, I think that much about, like, not. This is who we are in our Jewish-controlled media box, where we believe that the morals say that, like, she was under 18. She was 17. She was a child. The law says it's okay. You're still a pervert. But what happens when she's 16? I'm just saying, like, I'm a person that recognizes that the morals of today have not always been the morals, and I'm a person that is a relativist, and I think that I sound like I'm a person that says that he's pro-rape during war, which I'm not at all, but I'm a person that's like, fuck, like, that shit happens, you're not allowed to do it. Like, that's what I'd have to say. Like, but like, it's weird because like when I listen to these people on the news talk about war, it's like, you're supposed to follow the law while you kill each other. They're always trying to figure out how to follow the law while they're killing each other, and I always think that's funny. But I do think that my military would have a rule: you're not allowed to rape people unless they're dead. If you're like, no, but I need you to go kill people. So like, You're allowed to loot though, for sure. Take all their shit. Just don't rape them. Unless it's a man. Wait, don't! Ah! Very confused! No, it's not. It's got. I feel like what I'm saying is kind of like that guy. I don't know if you guys have watched The Ultimatum, where he's like, I don't want to say I'm falling in love. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys noticed it during his speech at the dinner where they're all choosing each other. I'm not going to say who, and I'm not going to say, like, how fucking baffling it is that he's kind of telling her that he's falling in love with her and he hasn't talked to her yet. Like, I think she's, but it's because she's hot. Like, it's because her fucking booty. Like, I swear to God. Like, because that's why I'm attracted. Like, for me, she was probably, like, the actual hottest. If she had talked, she'd be hotter, but April's probably the hottest. I'm talking about the show on Netflix, The Ultimatum. Like, I feel like I sounded like that, like I'm okay with rape. If I was ever in charge of a military, which I do not intend to ever be in charge of a military, I would tell my military, you are not allowed to rape. Like, that would be a rule, and if you do rape, it's punishable by death. Like, if you see one of your partners raping someone, you can kill him. And I'd probably not say that. I'd probably actually do a military tribunal. I feel like the military has to have, or law. You really have to have laws about killing one another. Like, that's like probably the most important thing that a military can have. Not really, but I really feel like it's very important to protect the soldiers from one another, because a lot of the time we're in a situation where you're killing people constantly. It's kind of like in a snitching situation. Like, you start snitching and then it's like, oh shit, man, I can get to the point that I start snitching like way too far, like where I'm like snitching on people that are just dealers, and I'm ruining like shitloads of corporations. And I that's why I have to stay focused like on the labs when I snitch. Similarly, you have to focus your killing in the military. Yeah. Okay, wow. This conversation spiraled out of control. I'll fight Prince Harry. I think he's gonna get embarrassed. Like, I don't think he gets it. Like you can train all you want, but like, I mean, your only bet is that I'm gonna get winded, and so like, I think that like I'll just stand there, and if you want to fucking dance around, like, you can dance around, but like if you're not gonna win me unless you press the fighting. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think that people have this thing about boxing. It's like, oh, he's not in good shape, I can win him. Like, are you gonna swing at me then? Because once you swing at me, you're fucked. Like, I'll swing at you, but like if you're not swinging back, then it's like oh, all you're doing is blocking. Like, I mean, like, are you gonna swing at me? Like, because all you have to, like, once you swing at me, you're fucked. Like, I don't think people get that. Like, there's a difference between someone that like is good at fighting and someone that's not.